Remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and get your comments in below. We're also giving away 2 tickets to the FA Cup final plus £250 spending money. Enter the raffle now. Scan the QR code you can see in the screen in the top right corner, or click on the link in the description below. But let's jump into the fan channel review on this beautiful Sunday morning. First up, man-like expressions.
Supporting Tottenham Hotspur is like showing up to a party when it's ended and being asked to help clean up, fam. Tottenham have conceded 15 goals in 4 games. Our goalkeepers have so many balls flying at him, he's probably going to be an ambassador for Pride Festival. Top 4 is over. Europa League is out of reach like Gabrielle, fam. And I'm telling you this right now, I would rather stream an Olympic fencing match than a Conference League. I don't know how
How dare you?
An Olympic fencing match than a Conference League. I don't know how to feel, blood. I haven't had to go through the motions like this since my ex put on weight and I was forced to have sat-nav sex, fam. Big improvement.
No! No!
Damn!
No! X! What the fuck is sat-nav sex?
Today, but I've been telling you, man, about Eric Dyer, fam. I wouldn't give this man a new contract if I was his mobile service provider. This guy has as much awareness as Pepsi Max has sugar, blood. I'm being serious. I sat on the bench like Forrest Gump and we looked like a different team. When I saw him warming up, I was like, warm down, fam. In other news, Man City go.
Just want to say real quick on that, on a real level, because X is funny, but don't disrespect his football knowledge within it. It's like, he's right. It's not rocket science. You stop playing the crap players and your team looks better. Who knew?
4 points clear at the top and the Premier League is over. What happened? We got bigger fish to fry. We have it all in our hands. We have it all to play for. We are in the mud.
Blah, 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 blah.
Granger is man mad. Were you telling me, Roberto Lyle, it's over? Arsenal couldn't catch up if they were sponsored by tomato sauce. It's man mad. Turkish troops, Gundogan putting Leeds in a spliff, blood. The biggest bottle in Premier League history is about to go.
Is it the biggest bottle job in Premier League history? Is it the biggest bottle job in Premier League history? I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feelings on that below. But yeah, 4 points, Man City at the top. It does look done and dusted. It really, really does. I want your views and I want your opinions there. I want to talk a bit of Man United next. I've been sent this clip. Goldbridge talking about not making the top 4. I want to get your opinions on this, people. Have a little listen.
I would have put Liverpool in the top 4 comfortably. And
yeah, I think all of us would have done that. I think everybody did.
I was concerned that Man United, it might be a little bit of a step too far for Manchester United in their first season. But looking at things now.
And that's first season with Ten Hag before anybody starts talking about what we've spent in the last decade. New manager, clean slate.
And I don't think this is brave. I genuinely think if Manchester United don't get top 4 over Liverpool, they'll have bottled it massively. Unless Liverpool are going to call up Michael J. Fox and get his DeLorean from Back to the Future and make a sequel, they're going to run out of time like a broken clock. They haven't got the time to do it. That Manchester United need 3 wins from their last 5 games, which I think we're more than capable of doing. And Liverpool can keep winning. I think if there was another 2 or 3 games, I'd be worried. But I don't think there's enough time for Liverpool to pull Manchester United or Newcastle in.
I hear what Mark's saying. I'm worried because I'm not too sure where Man United players' heads are right now. Since the Carabao Cup final, we have been hit and miss. Some weeks we still look brilliant. Other weeks we've looked off the pace. The game against West Ham today is beyond massive for this very reason. For this very reason, it is a gargantuan game for us. Win this game against West Ham, and I actually think it will all be okay. Lose it, and with our recent form, that pressure building, it could be a massive bottle job. Expressions a minute ago saying Arsenal's is the biggest bottle job ever. If Man United throw away this top 4 opportunity, because of the ramifications, because of everything that will come along with it, I don't think it's as big as throwing away a league title where you've been on top for 93% of the year, but it will still be big. it will still be massive. And I think it will put a big dent into the confidence of this Man United team going into next year, the more I think about it. So it's hugely important, massively important that we win. But I want to get your take on what Mark has said there. Big bottle job. Do you agree with him?
Oh!
Do you think you've had a successful season?
We got a trophy. You ain't got one.
It's the Carabao Cup. I'm winning the Surrey Cup this season. I consider that a bigger trophy than your Carabao
Sesto's tripping.
Cup. But
I think based on the preseason expectations, it's by far Arsenal. If we get the FA Cup, I'll say we've had a better season. If not,
and you know what?
then-
Sadly, I'll probably agree with that as well.
What do you all think? There's a great clip from AFTV. They went around interviewing people. That's Buck Palace, by the way, the King's house. But who's had the better season? This debate's been raging on for weeks now. I agree with this man here. This Ed Sheeran looking guy, I 110% agree with him. For me, if Man United win the FA Cup with the Carabao Cup and top four, better season than Arsenal. If we don't, I think Arsenal being in a title race makes it marginally better based on trajectory and what the team may go on to win. In terms of who won something, Man United did. But what do you think? I want to get your take. I want your views and I want your opinions on it. Do you agree with my man here? Or is being in a title race nowadays worth more than winning trophies? How do you rectify it? How do you look at it? How do you break it down in your mind? I just want your opinions. Don't care about mine. I want yours. I want to know what you're thinking and you are feeling.
Wait for it, 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 wait for it.
I just love him. I think he has been just a breath of fresh air when the Premier League needed it most.
I love Haaland, the player. I hate the fact he's at City. I respect the player. The Premier League didn't need him, though. The Premier League is already the biggest league in the world, most viewed, most exciting, makes the most money. It's great he's here. I love that he's here for the Premier League. But it didn't need him. We weren't going to fall off the edge of a cliff without him. That's crazy from Jamie Redknapp.
When I think about players that have come into this league, normally they come as they maybe not the superstar. They come and they become a superstar. This is the first genuine superstar that we've had because we didn't miss out on like. When they become a superstar. This is the first genuine superstar that we've had because we didn't miss out on like prime Ronaldo and obviously Messi's not been here.
Whoa, I got to slow him down. Firstly, Haaland is not yet on prime Messi or prime Ronaldo's level. He's not there yet. He's scoring the goals. But he isn't lifting the trophies. He's going to. They're going to win the Prem. They may win a treble this year. But he is years away from being where prime Messi and prime Ronaldo were. So he's not. If you're calling them superstars, he isn't there yet. That is just like Jim from American Pie, premature, 110%. Equally, we've imported many a player like Haaland in terms of young hype around them or huge expectations. Now, he may go down to be the best finisher that the Premier League has ever imported or developed. That's absolutely true. But this is recency bias at its worst. Now, I know City fans are going to be angry with my opinion right now. They're going to be fuming with my opinion. I'm not attacking your club. I've praised Haaland. I've defended Haaland on pretty much every stream I've been on this year where I've spoke about him, when people call him a tapping merchant. This guy has got the ability to become one of the greatest strikers ever in world football. He's that good. But he's not the first young superstar that's been imported. So he isn't a superstar yet based on the Messi-Ronaldo comparison. We've established that. I'm just looking at some names here. Cristiano Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, Didier Drogba, Dennis Bergkamp, Aguero, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Hazard, Zola, KDB, who's currently playing with him at City. All these players were either already established as global stars or were looked at as the next big thing in European and world football, and they came into the Premier League. Some of them had won trophies before arriving. Some of them hadn't. Haaland, of course, has got the German Cup. But this is just recency bias. And I understand it, especially for the TV companies. They've got to big up the league. They've got to keep talking about how it's always better than it used to be. They've got to keep the brand going. I understand that. But I keep calling this out and I won't stop. Stop rewriting history and damaging or attacking or trying to erase legends of the past. We have imported, and I might have missed some names, many young player who are on their way to being football superstars into the Premier League. Now, he could end up being the best. There's no doubt about that. But to say that we've never done this before, I think is disingenuous. We brought in Cristiano Ronaldo at 18 years of age. The world wanted him. The difference was social media didn't exist. So, excuse me. So it wasn't being spoken about so much or in the same way. But he was one of the most hottest properties in world football. And you say we didn't have him for his peak years. The man won a Ballon d'Or. He won a Ballon d'Or while being in England, did a three-peat in the Premier League. We had amazing years of Cristiano Ronaldo. And there's a lot of other players like him. Again, the hype around this kid, his ability, his goal-scoring prowess, the trophies he's going to win is real. But let's not, please, let us not start rewriting history here.
As well, that's 4 of the last 6 seasons. He's scored 30+ goals across all competitions, and he's a self-styled winger as well. He would say he's not an out-and-out striker.
I mean, he's not an out-and-out striker, but I wouldn't class him as a winger also. I think he's a wide striker, if you like.
Inside forward, they're called.
Like, he plays very narrow. He makes those penetrating runs.
They're different from the wingers of the 90s and the 80s. They play about 25, 30 yards nearer the goal.
Into the box, but you're right. He's not dead centre, where we always associate people who get lots of goals. But no, I mean, he's been an absolute revelation. And when you look back at this Klopp era, we always talk a lot about the goalkeeper and Van Dijk sort of changing that Liverpool team. It was Mo Salah as well. All 3 of those players were bought within a 12.
Jamie Carragher there putting on a very important point. Mo Salah needs a lot more praise now from Liverpool fans because he didn't get it in the beginning. He's never really been seen as one of the linchpins of this Liverpool team, like Trent, Alisson, Van Dijk, in the same way they were. They made a mistake there, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
12-month period. Salah came in the summer, Virgil van Dijk came in the January, and then Alisson came the following summer as well. So those 3 signings are why Liverpool have been so successful under Jurgen Klopp and won almost every trophy out there. Or I think they've won every trophy they can possibly win out there. And I think those 3 signings that they made, and you'd have to argue Mo Salah was the best signing because it was actually cheap. It was an absolute bargain price, I think, from Roma. Obviously, Liverpool had to pay big bucks for the other 2, but for Mo Salah, it was an absolute steal. And he'll go down as not just one of the greatest players to ever play for Liverpool, but I think one of the greatest players we've ever seen in the Premier League.
I agree with Jamie Carragher. And again, this is a hard thing for me to say as a Man United fan. Mo Salah is that good. Liverpool fans, though, have got to start propping him up more than they already do. I understand they don't ever want him to be seen to be bigger and better than Steven Gerrard, but I think they've got to drop that. You are looking at a bona fideable GOAT contender. Liverpool have had a terrible year by their standards under Klopp, but he has still banged 30 goals in all comps this season. 4 of the last 6 years he's done it. People spoke about getting 350 grand a week has ruined him. He's gone backwards. No, the team's had a bad year. If they spend in the summer, this man will be scoring goals and challenging for titles again next year. A few more major trophies under his belt at Liverpool, and this guy is a GOAT contender. And it can't be denied. I think it's an abomination to football to say that he's not a technically gifted footballer. He may not dribble as well as Eden Hazard, as an example. He might not have a first touch like Eric Cantona. He may not be as good a finisher as Thierry Henry. But he has got attributes from all those types of players. He can play make, he can dribble and beat people, he can score goals. He does them all to a very high level. So he may not be the best at any one particular skill set, but he has them all to a very high degree. And I think that, again, if he isn't classed as one of the greatest ever, I'll sleep at night. I'm a Man United fan. But I think Liverpool fans have got to do a lot more to back their guy. He's never been their poster boy. But for me, in the Klopp era, he's been their best player. And he's also been the best Premier League player Liverpool have ever had. Look, viewers, I want your views and I want your opinions on the videos we've shared today. Make sure like buttons have been hit and you're subscribing to The Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.